Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. In this one, I'm going to be going over my immortality tech for Temple. If you don't know what this is, then feel free to refer back to my previous video called Health, Thinking, and Immortality so that you can see how this works and everything like that. For this build, we're going to be running 4 Talforged Reds for ability strength, 1 Talforged Blue for health. Of course, you can change these around to whatever you like. We're also going to be running Well of Life on his 1. If you would like to run this over the 3, you absolutely can. I just like having the extra heat damage for allies and things like that. So, for the actual build itself, these are the mods that we're going to be running. Feel free to pause at any point if you need to read what these mods do. Just going to run through them real quick. There you go. And then Well of Life over here. So, you might be wondering why there is no Archon Intensify, and the reason why there is not Archon Intensify is because of the fact that we really like having Archon Vitality. That's something that is a really good mod for this build. So it does kind of change a little bit about how you're going to make all this work. Also, Umbral Fiber and Umbral Intensify together will give you the exact amount of armor you need with no additional armor needed, which is great. So Archon Vitality is going to make all of the heat damage dealt by abilities and things like that be more potent. Transient Fortitude, you probably don't need this. You could probably take this off. Never mind, I take it back. You do need that, but if the build is getting a little expensive, you can just run Augur Secrets, and you will be fine. The reason why I run Transient Fortitude is because it also scales his 4th ability, which is pretty good. Hunter Adrenaline for infinite energy. Since we're only dealing with health, all the health damage being dealt to you is going to get transferred directly into energy, which is great. Stretch and Augur Reach is for abilities like Well of Life. It's for abilities like Overdrive. And yeah, so for the 1 and the 2, this will give you more range on them. The 3 is based off of affinity range, and then the 4 just doesn't really have a range. If you want to increase the affinity range, then you can run Vazarin Focus School if you would like. This increases your affinity radius by 25 meters, if you would like to do that. I don't, but if you want to, you absolutely can. Again, all my builds are self-contained, so if you're ever in a position where you don't have Vazarin, then I don't want somebody to feel locked out of the build. So what we're going to do is I'm going to remove my companion, and I'm going to show you what this build looks like when you are using it. I will need to pause the enemy AI real quick, purely because if I don't, then I can't Well of Life them. And that is not a realistic scenario. You will usually always have at least 2 enemies that you can Well of Life. Especially if you're in a squad, you will definitely have people dealing damage to Overguard, and then once they do that, you can just Well of Life and still become immune. So, Well of Life, Well of Life, and completely immune. And you can't be affected by status effects as well. So, even if you do, you know, happen to, well, you know, get hit with Toxin or anything like that, it doesn't matter because you can't be affected by status effects. So, as long as you're monitoring your Well of Lives and things like that, you only need 2 up at a time, but I just want to show 3 just because it helps. You can spam other abilities, sit here and all day, just... You can sit here and do this all day long. And none of the enemies can do anything about it. And the damage on, you know, the 4 is not built up, so... You're going to be seeing that it's not dealing the most damage ever. And that's because, you know, it's not built up against anything yet, so you're not going to be seeing the big damage numbers that it would deal. So, let's get rid of all of them, and let me show you the actual damage on his 4, since that is also a part of his build that you will want to see. So, once it's built up, this is the damage it's going to be dealing. Very high damage, very quick. I really like running Blast on it just because I really like running Blast. So yeah, for the actual build on Lizzie, this is what we're going to be running. It's a Corrosive Blast build. Haha, you guessed it. These are the mods that I'm running. Feel free to pause at any point if you need to read what they do. And then again, let's go out here, spawn them again, and I'll show you how much damage it does when Arcane Deadhead is fully built up. Uh, there we go. There we go. So, there we go. We have one Deadhead procced. It's a little tricky to get Deadhead to proc. If you would rather run something like Primary Merciless, you can. Nothing wrong with that. There's 2. There's 3. And yeah. So, the damage it deals is insane. And it turns it into a pseudo AoE weapon just off of the nature of what it is. So, let's spawn some Xmas enemies just to show y'all what this will do to Xmas enemies. You can also use its alternate fire to hit them with magnetic. And yeah. This is more of an AoE build. If you would like to run this for a direct damage build, I do recommend probably Viral Heat, just because that would probably be more potent than this, but that is entirely up to you. If you would also like to replace the Arcane with Merciless, you can do that as well, just because with this, headshots are kind of hard to hit, so if you'd rather do that, you absolutely can. Without further ado, let's get into the Steel Path gameplay.